Let me paint a picture of a very common occurrence when you are growing and maintaining your beard. We'll start in the morning. You do your morning routine that you have perfected, and that beard is smelling great because of the products that you put in. Your beard feels nourished and fantastic, and it looks on point. And I do have to say, your beard is looking great today. Even if you don't see it, you're likely your own worst critic. You're likely looking too close. No one else looks that way. It looks awesome. You should be proud of yourself. You get going on your day. Let's say you go to work. And by about midday, maybe just before lunch break or just after lunch break, your beard feels totally different. It feels dry and brittle and you're just not happy with it. You're not alone, and in this video, I'm going to break down the causes and, equally as important, the solutions to this midday dry and brittle beard, and kind of establish a definition of what that means so everybody's on the same page. If that sounds good, if that sounds useful for you or other people on the internet, please consider hitting that thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're new here and you like beards and learning about beards, and shout out to those returning subscribers, and let's jump in. First, we want to establish what we're talking about because language can be difficult. Your description might be different than my description. So when I say a midday dry brittle beard, what am I talking about? Mainly, I am talking about the skin underneath your beard where it feels dry. It feels itchy. It feels just rough. And then your beard hairs themselves. This is where it gets difficult because midday, your beard should be physically dry. Right? I don't expect your beard to be greasy, oily, or wet during the middle of your day. That's not realistic. I had actually somebody reach out to me recently and say, hey, what does a beard feel like? And I'm like, that's a tough question to be able to describe. They said it doesn't feel like my head hair. And I'm like, you're right. Our beard is way more thick. The hairs are way more thick. They're way more coarse. It's just totally different. So it's going to physically feel dry, but it shouldn't feel like hay. It shouldn't feel like a bird's nest. It shouldn't feel like if you took a hair, you could snap it and break it. That is dry and brittle. That's not a good thing. But again, you're not alone, especially if you work outside, especially if you have a physical job, or even if you don't. Let's say you're in an office in air conditioning, or you work some other kind of schedule, and still by the mid part of your day, whether it's you work nights, you work days, it just feels like it's not lasting, like it's not being nourished enough. So let's take a look at the causes, which will kind of bleed into the solutions, and then give you one kind of final solution at the end. The first cause, many of you that follow this channel know exactly what I'm going to say, and the reason why I'm going to say it is because it's true. It's not sexy, it's not fun, it's not like a light bulb for most people who are like, oh, Dan's right, this is a revolutionary idea. The concept is drink more water. Genuinely, most beard problems come from dehydration. Now, I'm not talking about dehydration where it's like you're in the desert on the cartoons and you just need water to live. I'm talking about on a day-to-day basis, you're not getting enough hydration where your body can prioritize your hair and your nails. Your body really wants to survive. And so what it's going to do when you give your body something like hydration is it's going internally to your core first. It's getting those vital organs. And then from there, it works out the very last spot on your body to receive hydration is anywhere you have hair and anywhere you have nails, aka keratin. And we do get hydration delivered. A lot of people are like, your hair's dead. Not really, right? We have two different blood vessels that feed every single hair follicle that deliver blood, which is like the highway of our nutrients that our hair needs, including hydration. So the more hydrated you are, the better your beard is going to feel. Now, if you're like kind of mid-level dehydration, you're good to go. You're going to survive. You're not cramping up, but your hair isn't getting enough. You're probably going to feel great for that morning time, for that routine time. But then by about midway through the day, now you start to see the effects. It's making sense. So please try to drink more water. Water is relative to everybody's body and everybody's diet, right? We don't want to flush out our natural electrolytes. We want to make sure we have our sodium levels where they should be. But a good general rule that I always like to share to start with and then figure out, should you go more, should you go less? I'm always just a baseline. I'm not an expert. I'm not like some king guru or anything. Just a baseline is take your body weight in pounds and cut that number in half. Drink that many ounces of water. So for example, if you weigh 200 pounds, try to drink 100 ounces of water. Or if you want to make it easy, you're in that range of 200, 220, somewhere around there, maybe try to drink a gallon just because it's nice and measurable. But I promise you, it makes all the difference in the world. And I am going to ask something from you guys. If you have noticed this, even if you've commented in the past, it's really valuable on this video. If you had an actual noticing of, hey, I probably should drink more water. You do drink more water on a consistent basis. Have you noticed an improvement? I know many of you have. If you could share, that makes a really, really big difference for those people that are on the fence, and you have to make a routine out of it. I'm so sick of the things like, if you're thirsty, your body will tell you. No, that's not true. You do need to make a routine. You do need to work it throughout the day. Don't chug in the morning. Don't chug before bed. That's not going to do anything. Small sips throughout the day, especially when you're eating. Cause and solution number one is your hydration. Drink more water. Period. All right, next one would be using the wrong beard products or using too little of the beard products, and we'll just throw in there using them the wrong way, and that can absolutely make your beard feel dry and brittle. If you've watched my reviews, I have just a cornucopia of feedback. Some of them I love and I would use every day. Some have been just atrocious because it's wrong ingredients, cheap ingredients, expired ingredients, whatever the case may be. If you use an oil, and I'm not talking silicones, because silicones are not usually going to have the same effect. I'm talking about a bad oil like a mineral oil, even like some low quality soybean oils, and just oils that aren't right for you, right? There's a bunch of oils out there that I'm not going to get into that work for most people. But for some people, it just does not react in the right way for their skin and their DNA and their personal variables. So you got to find the right beard products for you, and I highly recommend all natural, plant-based, unless you like animal ones with it, the bird oils. Some people are like, what? Yeah, emu oil, ostrich oil, look into it. Use something that you know is quality, that you know is going to get the job done. And if you don't know, you're like, how do I know, Dan? Just try stuff on the internet. You don't have to follow my videos. There's tons of great beard channels out there. Give the ones that are kind of unanimously agreed on to be quality a try for yourself. Maybe it's not for you. That's okay. But give it a shot. See if it makes the difference, because I can tell you, as someone that a lot of new beardsmen come to, and they're like, I use this brand and this brand out of the store, and I'm like, oh, I never tell anybody they're wrong, but you're asking me, that stuff's not quality. Maybe try this option, or this option. They do try it. It's like a different world, a different full beard experience for them. It really can make the difference. Now, also, using too little of oil can make a difference, right? One of my pet peeves with labels in the beard industry is they'll have like universal drops to use, right? I picked up a bottle the other day. It said, apply 2 to 3 drops in your hand and work throughout your beard. 2 to 3 drops does not cover my mustache. Literally would not be enough beard oil to cover my mustache. Right now, I'm between 2 to 3 full dropper tops. I'm around 60 drops of beard oil in my beard in the morning, and then if I shower again at night as well. Like, I use quite a bit. I have dry skin. We're in dry Michigan winter. That's just where I'm at right now. So when I see someone that has a substantial beard and they're like, yeah, I did what the bottle said. I applied a couple drops. I don't know what that accent was, but I applied a couple drops and my beard is dry midday. Yeah, you need to use more oil, right? That's a big factor. Figure out what that is. A good rule on this one, guys, is apply your oil, wait about 30 minutes, and then run your hand on the outside of your beard. If your hands are all greasy, you use too much. If after a couple of hours your beard is super dry and brittle, maybe you didn't use enough, all right? And then the last one on the product side of the causes is make sure you're applying your beard oil to a damp beard, including the skin and the hair. That makes a massive difference. It seems simple. It seems like maybe even counterintuitive because water and oil don't mix. That's the point. Our hairs are porous. They fill with water. You put oil around the outside, it locks in that extra hydration. And for your skin, it just allows the oil to do its job even better for your beard. So use the right oil for yourself. Use enough of the oil, but not too much. And then make sure you are applying it on a damp beard. All of those make a huge difference in your day. Those are our main causes. I mean, outside of like being outside in the wind or having something that is physically like causing friction on your beard, whether it's a coat, whether it's a mask, something like that, that's going to dry your beard out, of course. I would like to give you a solution here on top of the things that we just covered. You can do a midday routine. There's nothing wrong with that. Get your beard damp. If you feel like your skin is dry and brittle, you will want oil, right? Whether it's in the bathroom at lunch break or maybe you pop out to your car, you have a spray bottle, get your beard damp, apply the oil, comb through, and you're good. If it's just the hair, you're like, Dan, my skin feels actually pretty happy and nourished. It's the hair itself. It feels like I can snap it. It feels like, hey, you could get your beard damp and just apply beard butter to the hair, not to the skin, and you could have the same type of effect. One way or another, we absolutely can solve that. You shouldn't feel bad about your beard in the middle of the day. You shouldn't feel like your beard is off or it's painful. That should never happen. For me, I have a morning routine and a night routine. It's been probably years since I've really had any kind of midday routine. Once you really get into it and you focus on the water, the health, and all this stuff, it kind of works itself out, but this is a journey. You're along it, you're figuring out all these different stops along the way. Let me know, guys, down below, your experiences, your thoughts, your questions especially, and any feedback that you have. If you did something and it altered your midday beard feel, if you have a midday routine, my goodness gracious, would I appreciate it if you guys left a comment down below. I think this one got a little bit longer than I planned on, but hey, I didn't want to leave out any details for those that actually want to learn or just consider some food for thought. Thank you guys so much for watching today. My name is Dan C. Bearded. Please stay bearded and stay positive.